Welcome back, Guru Nation. Biggest show of the year. Font is back.
I'm back. I'm prepared. You'll find out why I was not here last week due to a terminal illness, but they found a cure. I'm feeling better already. I am ready to perform on the bright lights of this stage. I have my notes with me. I have my right-hand man, Mike Porcelli, here, and we have some nice guests coming up for you all tonight. So let's get right to it. There will be no rapid fire today. In the interest of time, we have a lot to cover tonight. No rapid fire. Let's delve right into the hot topics. All right. I've been working all week on this while you guys were all doing all your studying and your tests and whatever. I was busy writing up my itinerary for the weekly report here. We have a huge around the league segment this week.
If you could only see the time he put it, it's impressive. Font stays ready.
I would have gotten an A+ on this paper.
Very impressive.
Now, first person I want to talk about is Dylan Jacobs. Okay,
and I know very well.
We have been praising Dylan Jacobs for weeks. I feel like months. We have been on his guy's bandwagon, but it's starting to become pretty obvious. Dylan Jacobs is 9-3, and he is not a very good team.
No, he's not.
His last 5 weeks, 78 points, 100 points, 130, 83-72 the last 2 weeks. This kid is 9-3. I think it's a tragedy. He snuck away. He totally pulled a win out of Porch's ass this week.
Eric Ebron, I don't know how.
Extremely tough week. He is 9-3, and we looked today, right before we started this podcast, he has the least amount of points against. Think about that.
Best schedule in the league. Luckiest owner of the season.
Dylan Jacobs is 9-3, but if there's any 9-3 team I'd ever want to face in the playoffs, it's got to be Dylan Jacobs.
Yeah, he's right around. He's actually exactly right in the middle. 7th in scoring currently. Again, as you previously mentioned, no one scores points on him. You got to think that if Sports finally takes on an opponent that's going to bring some firepower, not going to look good.
Sports is going to make a very quick exit from this playoffs, I believe. I don't think he has it. I mean, great regular season team. He's like the Bengals. You know what I'm saying?
No, those Bengals.
He's like them bang. He's like your Jeremy Hill, Mohamed Sanu.
The Marvin Lewis of Guru Nation, Dylan Jacobs.
He's like your TJ Houshmandzadeh Bengals. Your primetime Bengals. Dylan Jacobs, possibly a very, very early exit from this year's playoffs at 9-3. Dylan Jacobs. We still love the kid.
Listen, he's grown into a man before our very eyes. This has been the breakout season of Dylan Jacobs in many ways, but down the stretch, it looks like some old habits have been returning. And yes. I agree with Font. I think I don't like his chances.
He is a one and done in the playoffs, but building for next year.
Absolutely. Still better than Zach.
Second topic for around the league, I'd like to talk about Anthony Aiello Twan squad. He has been, I feel like he's been on a very slow decline this entire season. He had a very, I feel like didn't he start off pretty decent? He had a very respectable team. Although the last 4 weeks, all losses, his last 4 weeks scoring-wise, 72 points, 61 points, 89 points, and 105. Yes, this week, very tough break. He ran into a very, very scorching hot Long Island Picker squad. Now, you need a better showing than that, though. You are facing a 10-1 squad, playoffs on the line, and the fact that you come here and you just put a half-hearted effort, and then you chirp at me in the chat. Chirp at me in the chat.
We get to that. You know, I can pinpoint the exact moment when Twan fell off, and that was when he broke into the top 5 of the power rankings. After that, we see the 79s. We see the 61.
61!
You know...
61!
I hate to say this about Twan, because you gotta respect Anthony Aiello.
We like Twan. We're not trying to rip
Twan. We all
Twan.
like Twan. But, you know, he's never really won the big one. He's never really gone... I don't think he's gone that far. In fact, and I think the group also helps my stance because, you know, winners focus on winning.
Wow.
And losers
What an intelligent statement.
and losers focus on all the other bullshit surrounding him when
Yeah.
things go wrong. Tuan just can't get out of his way. And
Yeah.
you're not the only one. I'm not singling you out. There's a couple of owners that we might mention later on that have the same problem. But
There's plenty of owners like that in this fucking league. However, Tuan, I'm a little disappointed because you had such a good. I feel like he was to me a couple weeks ago he was a lock for the playoffs. I think he was going to the playoffs. He had
looked
just
great.
traded for
He
Stewart.
looked great.
However, he's lost the last 4 weeks. Is he still in playoff contention? I believe he is.
We can check that out
Our
right now.
our intern Dan says
Check that out right now.
says Tuan does not have a very high chance of making the playoffs.
Let's check that out right now. Checking that out right now. Let's check out the standings because we know he's a lower tier in scoring. That's not going to help him. Currently, Tuan is almost dead last.
Yeah, that's a
Only-
wrap, Twani.
At
A wrap.
at 5-7, Tuan's
Bottom
done.
line, Tuan's not making the
Tuan-
playoffs this
Tuan's
year. To put it just blandly for you, he choked this year. He had 4 straight losses when you needed it, the wins the most. Better luck next year, Tuan. Next segment. Third bullet around the league. Speaking of bullets, let's just get this out of the way now.
Oh.
I'm feeling a little
What a
little
segue.
heavy-hearted this year.
What a segue.
This week. Former Jet great Joe McKnight has left us. He has been shot, killed, dead in his cold blood. He's in the streets of Harlem, dead, gone. Joe McKnight had a couple. I'm sure I've started him because I've started every person on the face of this
I think
earth.
he might have got a start in Guru
He's gotten a
Nation
few
at some
starts
point.
in Guru Nation. We want to just say he's in a better place now. Maybe he'll be a starting back up there because he sure as hell wasn't one down here. And you're with your friend Jose Fernandez now. Go be free. Now, my third bullet of the night is going to be, I would like to talk about Mr. Kamalhar.
Mark.
Mr. Kamalhar, when you think Kamalhar, we've consistently said it. Mr. Kamalhar he's been so consistent. But is he Mr. Consistent no more? I believe he is total regression this year. I think I look at Mark differently this year. I don't know what it is, if these classes are just too much for him to handle, if he's about to crack, or whatever it is.
Interesting note, at Turkey Bowl, Mark did mention many times he's the reason for his downfall this year. He's blaming the injury bug. Now we can search that, we can find out if it's bullshit or not, but he has blamed the injury bug.
So you're making excuses out. That's all I heard there.
Maybe.
Mark Kamalhar, you're consistent. If you're a good owner, you make things happen. Okay, here's a perfect example. I was able to pick up Thomas Rawls for $0, okay? You telling me you're going to blame the injury bug? There was plenty of chances to go out and grab very relevant backs this year. I think he had Jamal Charles, correct?
Drafted Jamal, yes.
He had Jamal.
I
Tough
would
break.
not have drafted
However, you knew what you were getting into with Jamal Charles because he was not healthy going into
Yeah.
the season. So right off the bat there, that's not a great not a great decision on your part. Mark Kamalhar, possibly, he's definitely the lesser of the two twins. We can agree with like that. I think Jake's a great kid.
Jake's a good kid.
Now, Mark Kamalhar obviously is not going anywhere. Staple of this league. A little disappointed though this year. You agree?
Listen, we've been waiting for this type of season from Mark. Let's be honest. Mr.
Right.
Consistency, but every year we said, is this going to be the... We're never really impressed with the teams Mark drafts. I think that's just a fact. You know, Mark's roster after draft day, we're never circling it. We're never going, we got to go watch out for Mark Kamalhar. He's always just managed to get by.
Yep.
And
Playoff team every year.
sometimes he's out... Because I know I beat him in the playoffs last year, but I'm not sure how far his run has ever gone. I don't know what his playoff success has been.
Bottom line is, doesn't have to worry about playoff stats this year. He is not going to be in them. Mark Kamalhar, we will see you next year. Safe travels this winter. My next bullet I'd like to talk about is TCP.
Oh no. TCP. You gotta talk about they won a championship, man. They haven't been the same since.
Listen though, this is actually I want to praise TCP here. When I was writing this up on Monday, I said this is what I wrote to myself. I write little notes to myself. I said, TCP, way to go, 5-7, actually staying relevant. they take a lot of shit on a weekly basis from us. But it's nice to see them stick it out for an entire season.
I gotta tell you,
Is that not an intelligent statement by me?
it's a very nice statement, but I can't believe they're 5-7. That's a good managerial job.
That's what I'm saying.
The question is, though, who do you think took the reins more, Culhane or Durkin? Because we know the marriage of the pickers, Connor James is clearly at the helm. We know this.
We'll
With
get to the pickers
MMED,
later,
with
thank you.
MMED, we know Ben Hoffman is the face of the franchise.
Right. Oh my God, yes.
Who is the face of TCP?
I think they're like a half a face each. Nobody wants to take responsibility. At this point, I think Durkin just might be purely for funding basis.
You know what? Yeah, Coe's the brains, Durkin's the brawn. That classic tag team combination.
Durkin might just be funding this train wreck at this point. TCP, way to go, 5-7. If they win this week, they go to 6-7. That's not a bad season in this league with a bunch of gurus. Not going to make the playoffs. However, when I was writing this, it was brought to my attention later. Got some insider info from someone.
Ooh, the anonymous
I
source.
got sent from a no-name number.
You know
It must
what?
have been a throwaway number.
Must have been.
One of those throwaway phones,
Must
the
have
Go
been.
phones.
Well-
Sends me a picture, Snapchat. Says, it's a group chat, and it says, Chris Durkin writing, wait, Sin's not in this league? Dude.
That's Chris Durkin for you, man.
So,
Durkin.
he's not that stupid, is he?
You know, I don't think
Is he
Culhane.
though?
I don't think Culhane keeps him in the loop as much. Was he at the draft this year?
You have a
Was he at the
fucking
draft?
You have access to your homepage. And he was at the draft, I believe.
Was at the draft.
He was at the draft. Sin wasn't there. I mean, clearly this kid doesn't watch this award-winning podcast we have going on here, because we've talked about it on numerous occasions that Sin is not in this league, and it's frustrating to me that Chris Durkin would make such a buffoon-like statement. So buffoon-like of him. It pains me. I like Chris Durkin. I don't want to talk about TCP anymore. I don't want to talk about
I think
TCP.
we gotta move on.
I'm headed to the playoffs. The last thing I need to do is talk about TCP anymore. TCP, we'll maybe see you next year. I mean, at this point, maybe.
For the next segment, we have some breaking news. I don't even know what it is. Co-commish font.
That's how
know.
breaking it is. My co-host does not even know about it. It's not really a surprise to you all after this gentleman has been performing since he's been entering this league. I'm honored to announce, after speaking with my commissioner, I have the authority. I'm honored to announce Danny Joseph Justino will be returning next season. He has reached a lucrative contract extension, 4 years, $175. He will be a staple in this league for at least 4 more seasons.
That is fantastic.
He has been totally impressed us since he's came to this league, right? How professional is this guy?
I've said it. I think he's overtaken Mamba for the greatest rookie season in the history of this league, even though he's only played for half the year. Because to take the roster that Dennis Hassett had and to go on the winning streak of the scoring streak he made,
you know
the
what?
fact that he became relevant in this league is shocking.
He had nothing. He had little to nothing to work with. He had Con Walsh as his running back 1. He had Spencer Nolan as running back 2. I mean, he had nobody. We say to this guy, you know what? You don't even have to win a game. Just show us something.
You know what?
Not only does he win 3 of his first 4 games, almost winning again for all 4, the guy is complete gentleman in our group chat.
Class personified. And don't take it from us, because we can show you proof, the change that Dan Justino was brought into this organization. They didn't want to play for Dennis Hassett. We all know that. They were being tortured by the foot, the burr, everything about Dennis Hassett.
You had guys screaming from the bench.
Let's bring up this photo from Facebook right now.
You had guys screaming from the bench. Play me, Dennis. Guys were just rotting on his bench, and he had guys who weren't even active playing.
And he's starting Tyler Boyd and Brian Quick. Let's show you this amazing shot.
Our intern Dan wants to just answer this question for me. Intern Dan, is Brian Quick off this team?
I believe.
I think
I believe Brian Quick is off this team. Thank you. That was the final piece to you becoming a very permanent member in this league. We appreciate all you do for us. Welcome. We know you will take it seriously like we all do. And speaking of Dennis Hassett, I have a Hassett update for you all. Dennis Hassett is recovering slowly. I went to see him at the psych ward just this past week. He turns out, I just have notes here from his doctor. He has changed his name to Denise, and he's currently looking into a sex change. Can you believe this?
That's going to make the Xmas Bowl a little more interesting.
Now, he is currently on hormones to lighten up his voice. And rumor is that Miss Amber Hassett is going to help him in getting some of those medications for his vocal situation under control. I will continue to monitor this situation, get back to you all. I think we're happy for Dennis at this point, or Denise.
He looked healthy at Turkey Bowl.
It's I guess he's been like the Bruce Jenner, you know. He was never happy until he finally came out and said who he really was.
Former champion finds the need now to real. Yeah, I agree. I like it. I like it.
Bravery from Denise Hassett.
Let's get him on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
We will continue to monitor that situation. Continue to have updates. We wish him the best. Always welcome on this show. Hopefully one day we will get him or her back on this show. Moving right along. I'm gonna.
Okay, well, we're live, folks. We're live.
We would like to welcome Deef's Nuts onto the show. The kid needs to
audio special.
The kid needs to change his name like yesterday. Probably won't because he's annoying. Now, Deef's fighting for your playoff hopes. Welcome to this show. A guy you recently traded for. You need him the most. DeMarco Murray on his bye. Pretty poor playing by you. How do you?
I'll disagree with you.
Okay, well,
why do you disagree?
How do you defend that statement? You have your best
Now the
best
goal
player.
was to get Murray and beat Jacobs. Jacobs had Thomas on a bye and had Julio on a bye, and we were confident we'd beat Justino. So if we beat Sports, we'd be in. That was the goal.
What happened?
And we lost to Sports.
So clearly it did not work out the way you thought there, Deefs. Now, Deefs, I'd like to ask you a couple questions, starting with tonight. Who do you have going? Who does he have going? This has got to be one of the biggest matchups
Huge game
in your franchise history. Agreed?
This is one of the bigger games Deefs has had in a long time. We're rolling out Jay McKinnon
Blech.
and possibly Dak Prescott.
Blech.
Oh, love that.
Kyle Rudolph.
Hoff has Kyle Rudolph, the only relevant pass catcher in that offense. Does that scare you just a little bit that they look for him often?
I'm not worried about Kyle Rudolph.
It's Sam, because for God's sakes, it's Sam Bradford throwing the ball.
Check down Sam. We'll dump it off to McKinnon often. I think McKinnon finds his way in the end zone and salvages his game
Now,
with that.
I heard you say that Dak possibly starting. We are just minutes from game time. We are 15 minutes from game time. Now,
We're gonna.
are you down to the one?
The man upstairs. We're
Who?
gonna
God?
Gather
Who?
around as a team, and we're gonna see who gives us the best chance to win this weekend. We are still undecided.
You realize
as of now.
you have less than like 10 minutes.
Thank you. I had no idea.
Now, next question, Deefs, is why is half your team on your bench right now? I noticed when I glanced at your team today, you have like 3 guys in, and the rest are just on your bench. What's up with that? Is that a psychological message to your guys?
I would love to play with Hoff's head. That's the goal here. We know we're an underdog. We're working hard in practice. I want the players to know that there's no guaranteed starting positions this week unless your name's Antonio Brown or Tyler Eifert. So we're just trying to get the guys
Get them motivated.
at their best possible ability.
Motivated.
All right. Now, what's Hoffman's record, by the way? Is he?
Hoffman record is 6-7.
And Hoffman's
No,
got
6
some
and
tough
6.
matchups, and these are the games that Hoffman's lose.
I completely agree with the
Lose big
commission.
games.
Hoff is 5-7. I
Oh,
apologize.
5-7. So he's going. Oh, so he's under 500
So
regardless.
what were you saying, Deefs?
Hoff is notorious to lose the big game.
Absolutely. How about for instance last week? Totally could have ruined my season possibly.
And would you believe the text he sent me? He said, we wanted to lose because we wanted to play. I think he said we wanted to play sports in the first round opposed to goodness.
That's a nice excuse there, Hoff.
And we're going to have a quick come on man here while Deeps is on the phone. We know you have the big decision to make with your quarterback. Hoff writes in the group chat, we lost to Font because of the no weekly.
Oh, that bullshit. I remember that.
What was that about? If you must know, the reason I was out was because I had the flu and then I had mono. So I was completely out of commission, knocked out, I couldn't hold down fluids, I was vomiting everything. It was not a good time. And
but the bottom of the line is you have a job and you should do your job.
And my answer to that is no. You lost because there's not yet a cure for cancer. When the big time comes, you got to win a big time game. They're gone. They're off for the weekend.
Yeah, when the going gets tough, they get going.
Wow.
We saw a lot of that in the Turkey Bowl with Ben Hoffman.
Rolling right into the Turkey Bowl. Can I get some quick thoughts on the Turkey Bowl before we let you go?
I think a statement was made in the Turkey Bowl by Deep's Nuts.
He had a very good game.
Gotta stop saying that.
Huge bounce back performance. I was very impressed with Mike Didino's game.
That makes one of you.
We set the tone early. It was a blowout all around.
Who won?
What happened?
Who won? Deep's run, right?
Yeah, we won. I think it was 10-6, which is a blowout.
Yeah, I actually have a question about that game. Like, just explain, as the quarterback, explain to me the comfort level that you have knowing you have Dylan Stock to throw the ball to.
It's an easy game. It's an easy game.
He had that Odell snag at the end. Oh my
If you
god!
throw to Stock, he's gonna catch the ball. It's an easy game.
And did you have enough meat?
And one guy that I haven't alluded to who was just unbelievable, Joe Tavolino.
Giacomini?
How is Joe Tavel, man?
Fredo Giacomini.
I heard he trimmed the fat a little bit. I heard he's looking good.
Lost about 10 to 15 of fat. He was
10 15 in meat. Let's correct that.
Really wonderful. He was getting upfield blocking.
So he's got some speed.
All over the place, left guard, right tackle, center a little bit. And another guy, Dan Coster was a little.
Ayo. Dan Coster.
He's skinny, but he's long, and that's about all I'll say.
He's got intangibles.
Yeah, can't forget about the ball.
He's definitely, you would like to see him put on some meat, but he's long, so.
I can certainly help him with that. No problem putting on meat in the past for me and you, my friend. We appreciate you coming on the show. Good luck this week. We hope. I'd rather beat you in the playoffs than beat MMED.
We know my team is on paper one of the worst, so.
Well,
at
least you're not shy about it. At least we can agree on something.
You gotta love the honesty. You gotta love the class,
the
respect.
gotta love that I'm still here, though.
Deep's Nuts fighting. 7 trades, 47 moves later, still fighting for that last playoff spot. We appreciate.
One question before you let me go: do we have an update on the Christmas Bowl?
That's a good.
I have a graphic created. If me and Font will be the captains, we will gladly draft teams at a later date.
We're thinking we're gonna get a little bit more feedback this next coming week. Next week when we do our playoff preview for this weekly, we're going to possibly draft them.
Yes.
So thanks for bringing that up. We will talk about it in the chat this coming week. Possibly these two gentlemen here will be captains. Possibly Deep's Nuts. Go make that wrong quarterback move, man. And then cry yourself to sleep. Have a great night.
Yes.
We appreciate all the time. We'll talk soon.
Absolutely.
Be good, fellas.
See you, Deefs. Like to finish off the Come On Mans this week. I'll rattle some off for you. First Come On Man. Another Come On Man is Zach starting Wendell Smallwood.
Joke.
Sits Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram I'm not in love with, obviously. Comes back to bite him in the ass. Loses because he sits Wendell Smallwood. Possibly in danger of missing the playoffs now.
Let me tell you, so what have I been saying every single week? Zach Didino is a joke.
Not a good person.
He is a joke. You don't start. We may not like. Is that?
No, that's somebody else.
Okay, I thought that said Joe Tavolino.
That was a business call.
Now, where was I?
Enough with Zach Dino.
What the
Zach
fuck,
Dino's a loser. We all know Zach's a loser.
Yeah.
Next, Danny G. Done a great job this far.
Danny G.
Starts Alex Collins. I'm not going to fault him here, really. Alex Collins was active, had 0 points. However, there weren't many other options out there this week. I'm going to give him a pass on that, just because the person was active. Alex Collins, when they spoke about Alex Collins, he was supposed to get about 10 touches or so. So that was just a really bad game for all Seahawks players in general. So that was nothing Danny G could do there. Jacobs starts Sterling Shepard, and he sits Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams has been a total, probably one of the best pickups we've had all the season. I remember we sitting here and we said we hated that Adams move. We said you picked him up and you put up how much money for him? Turned out
at least 25.
Yeah, a lot more than that, I believe. Turns out Adams was a fantastic pickup. Did not start him there.
What the hell?
Tough move for Jacobs.
Dino just posted something in the group. Oh no!
Show the people.
Oh my
people.
God! I'll upload this to
This is
my
like
computer
the
later.
second coming.
It'll be on screen already. But my God!
This is like the second coming of the franchise polos.
And if Mike didn't learn his
those franchise polos, the ones who know the most win the most.
Guys, watch what you post in the group. Because I will see it, and I will put it on the weekly.
Speaking of stupid...
Look at this jersey. What is this?
We have to stay on topic here.
I know, I'm sorry. We gotta go.
Speaking of stupid shit that Commissioner posts into our group chat, the other day he says, does anybody have an extra iPhone, or any phone they don't need? DeMarco or AB for cheap if you can hook it up? Yes, although this was a joke, when you have a dweeb like Coach Jim in the league...
Such a dweeb.
You can't say shit like this, because he's just going to dissect it and then defend Dennis, and it's just annoying.
He's very
Bottom
gullible.
line is, obviously it was a joke from Commish. Don't say shit like that in the chat, because Coach Jim is a total dweeb.
He'll believe you, man.
And last is Brandon Cooks. When you say the Saints put up 50 points... You gotta say, man,
I've been there.
Cooks has got to have at least 4 receptions.
I've been there.
You're saying worst case scenario. The Saints put up 50. You're saying worst case scenario is Cooks' line is like 4 for 70 and like a touchdown, right?
Absolutely.
Cooks has 0 targets for 0 yards. Willie Snead has a throwing touchdown. I mean, it was just the perfect storm, and it was raining on Mamba on Sunday.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think the most stable receiver, just wide out in that offense, might be Willie Snead.
No,
Brandon
it's Michael
Cooks.
Thomas. I mean,
Michael Thomas.
As much as that pains me.
2 good games?
Bottom line is, very, very, very tough week for a guru like the White Mamba. Brandon Cooks did him dirty. Although
Deshaun 2.0.
Apparently, Cooks coming back with vengeance this week. Apparently, Cooks puts up a monumental, possible career day this upcoming week. Stay tuned. We will update you all next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest interview of the season, the Mr. Dominic Bowe of the Long Island Pickers.
All I see on that screen is 11 wins and a huge nose. That's
I want to preface this by saying I am not happy to be here. I'm doing this out of devotion to my league.
Oh, shut
some
up.
of the league members.
Shut up!
Not a fan of one of the hosts right now, and it's a big week for me and the Pickers. Obviously playing meaningless football for the last 7 weeks, but
Oh! Wow. Okay. Dom, I'm going to talk to you here, okay?
Yep.
I was writing in my notes today. I said to myself, this is exactly what I wrote down. I said, wow, pains me. But it is time to praise Long Island Pickers.
We go.
What? And in capitals, I wrote, what a season.
What a season.
The most dominant season in the history of Guru Nation.
Your points by week. Let me rattle these off for you, because I know you don't remember them.
Oh, I remember.
130, 141, 113, 125, 171.
Skip 92. I don't want to hear it.
92, 124, 101, 115, 150, 125, 135. Your average points per week, 127. That is impressive. How do you pull something like that off?
I mean, It obviously starts with Connor James. I'm not going to
Yeah,
sit here
clearly.
and take credit for something that's not my creation. But I think it starts with the draft pick of Michael Thomas. Not many people find the 11th best wide receiver in the 9th round. You just simply don't do that.
What? Intern?
Now we have an intern Dan.
Intern?
We have our intern Dan chirping here just a little bit. He says you think Michael Thomas is a better player than Brandon Cooks.
As far as I am concerned, your intern is absolutely irrelevant. I beat Daniel Coster with the I think it was the Steelers on bye, so I didn't have Le'Veon and I didn't have Big Ben, and Greg Olsen was out. If I'm not mistaken.
And you won.
I believe I dropped something like 130 on him still. It was absolute slight work. That kid talks a big game for having that little points against.
That's slight work. If CJ Anderson gets the ball on the 1 yard line instead of Devontae Booker, I win. So
Mamba,
define
it's as simple
slight
as-
work.
It's
I
as simple as
win.
fact as you drafted the wrong Saints receiver. I'm sorry he doesn't get any targets. I know it must be tough for you.
All right, focus here, Dom.
Brandon
Dom,
Cooks this week,
Dom, your
7
head-
for 156, 2 touchdowns.
Dom,
Bold.
Dom, your head is getting huge here. Now, because now the thing is, I've been speaking to different media outlets at a fucking Zeke runs for 12 yards right off the fucking bat.
Oh.
Of course.
He's hurt!
Wait, what? No. Mamba. Get out of here, Mamba.
Now, there's a game tonight, Dom. Dom, the Cowboys are playing tonight. You knew that,
I'm
right?
watching the Cowboy. I got the Cowboys on.
All right, good for you. Now, this many media outlets have spoken to me about this. This is my Super Bowl.
Oh.
This week against you, my Super Bowl. If I beat you, huge.
It would be huge. And Fawn, I'm not going to lie, I do not want to see you win the 4 or 5 game in the playoffs because your team, that's something to write home about.
Man,
I am.
I mean, you're being nice to me right
A lot of
now,
respect
and I
right
want to
now.
be nice back to you, but I just can't do it.
The question I gotta ask. We saw the video a couple weeks ago. You two used to be like this. What happened? Why the animosity? What happened?
It's just
And countless days I go back to the New Year's spent with Font in the Bove basement. We went out and got Taco Bell, fed each other seedless fruits more times than I can remember. And sometimes a girl gets in between some guys. I'm not gonna name names.
sometimes you just gotta go to the Poconos one too many times. That just turns.
I think it was too many times I headed to the Poconos. We got over the first one. but,
Too many times.
Some things are meant to end.
Dom, the bottom line is, what is your forecast for your team rest of the season right now?
I think we're gonna. I'm predicting heartbreak, which I don't want to say.
Oh
But I
no.
just don't think Greg Olsen. I need Greg Olsen to succeed, and Greg Olsen is not succeeding right now.
Are you championship or bust?
This is championship or bust. I
I
need
agree.
that 750.
If you
I
have,
need it more than anything in the world.
because you're unemployed. Sorry. If you have ever had, it doesn't get any better of a chance than what you have right now in front of you. You know that. You will
This
never
is the
have.
best team I will ever have.
Dom, this is the greatest team in the history of Guru Nation. And if you can't
You think it's better than the real Young
if
Guns?
you can't walk away with a championship, that's gonna be a stain on your legacy, my friend. I'm sorry.
If I don't win this, I'm all but done.
Well,
This team,
I'm glad you realize that because this is huge for you. Listen.
Huge.
I want to just finish this off. I'd say by saying, Dom Bove, I love to hate you. I love to hate you so much. It's been a pleasure to hate you. We will continue our very weird friendship, if you want to call it that. Just a very weird thing we have here.
Vaughn, it's been an absolute pleasure hating you, and I think the adoption of Rivalry Week is great for us. And just one more thing before I go, I do want to point out that MMED has been overmanaging greatly this year.
We do have an anonymous tip, by the way.
Dom, you were so close to just you could have went out with some dignity, but you just got to fucking
punch.
I'm trying to bring MMED down. I want Kevin Sinitar back. Thank you. God bless, and go Ezekiel Elliott. Thank you.
Dom, thanks for the time. We appreciate you. Gone.
points.
Team.
We would like to thank Inez Cantor, Dom Bo for coming on the show.
Oh, God.
We would like
Someone
to.
was on before me.
Oh,
Easy act to follow.
Easy. The kid was talking about seedless fruit. You'll see. It'll make sense later. Now, Ben Hoffman, welcome to the show. Who are you?
Pleasure. Hey, Rudolph.
Who are you starting tonight, man? Who are you
I
starting
got
tonight?
Kyle Rudolph and I got Cole World Beasley.
Now, when we wanted to set up this interview with you, you said you were in the shower. You were in the shower during Cole Beasley's drive. Do you realize that? What?
I'm not gonna watch Sweaty, so I need a little me time to prepare.
Now, is Hoff going out tonight, or is Hoff watching this game?
This is my night, baby. This bed right here. I got a bag of chocolates. It's gonna be a long night.
Wow, we are so based on how your players do, it could be a really good night or a really rough night.
It could be a really good year. It could be or the year could just end now. Cause
Hoff, I want to say it was a great beating you last week. You're such a good opponent. Really, it was tough. I didn't like the whole comment that you would have won if we had a weekly. That's water under the bridge at this point. I'm a little annoyed still, not going to lie.
you know, it's funny because I shot you that text and I said I'm feeling a shootout this week, and you held up your end of the bargain. And MMED did not.
We're still waiting for that finishing of the shootout there. Maybe next year. We had a couple insiders, a couple. What do they call it?
Anonymous,
Hey Rudolph.
a couple of anonymous
Hey
sources.
Rudolph. We had a couple anonymous tips from somebody in our league, and the text said Hoff is not happy with Reed Gonzalski. Heard that Reed Gonzalski not in the loop whatsoever. Heard that Reed could possibly be blindsided, and we also heard Sinitar is lurking. Lurking is the word that was used. How do you
respond?
How do you quiet those chatters?
Let me set the record straight.
Thank you.
I could not be happier, thrilled even, with my time here in MMED Corp. That being said, if MMED does not make the semifinals, changes will be made.
Oh, Reed.
See, Hoff, that's what I love about you. This is a business.
Listen,
This is a business.
I had a 3-year plan. I went Theo Epstein, his was 5, mine was 3. We said it takes 3 years, and on the 3rd year, we're at least make it to the semis.
Sandy Alderson, right? I mean, you got a plan.
You know, I don't know. There's a plan, and we're not.
And you're not executing. That's the
Not
bottom
executing.
line. It's tough. I don't think Reed definitely is not into it as much as you are. Can we agree on that? I mean, that's not even a shot at Reed. It's just the truth.
No, I'm not going to shoot at Reed. Reed is into it. The problem is, if you put Theo Epstein and Dave Dombrowski on the same team, those are 2 powerhouse GMs.
Wait,
They're going to
intern?
butt heads sometimes.
Intern have something to
I
say?
just want to interrupt real quick.
Intern Dan is vocal tonight.
If you said Reed's into it, now you were home 2 weeks ago, right?
Well, last week.
Or
Thanksgiving.
last week, right. So a week and a half ago, I don't even last week. Okay, Reed Gonzalski had approximately 450 dead asleep on Football Sunday. How is he into it?
And the reason we knew that is because it was publicly showed on your Snapchat. That is absolutely not a good image we're trying to portray. For
You know who wouldn't have found himself in that situation?
Who?
Kevin Sinitar.
I don't know. I wouldn't go
I
that far.
think so.
Kevin Sinitar would be at the Michigan game,
Well,
not
okay.
even knowing it.
Well,
was
you know what
Sunday.
then? Let's have another interesting question. Probably a look forward. If by some chance Reed is out, who are the possible changes? Who are the candidates? for the new
I
partner?
don't even want to get. I don't want to even put Hoff in that position at this point. Let's take it 1 week at a time because this conversation could be all for naught. For all we know, Hoff goes on a huge run and just takes the league by storm. For all we know, I mean,
Play for Reed. The players got the hashtag
Well-
going in the locker room. Play
right.
for
You know
Reed.
what? Starts with one hurdle, and that hurdle is the commissioner, Michael Dodino. Ben, how do you match up with the commish in his final regular season
Thoughts
game?
on this matchup?
Alright, well, right off the bat, me and Reed, we're marking Antonio Brown and Tyrell Williams for a combined 50. So right now, our line is plus 50, Mike Medina. That being said,
Kyra Williams?
He's
Rex
good, man.
Burkhead, if Lamar Miller does not outscore him by at least 15,
Yeah.
then
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Jay Ajayi, I do not like this week, but again, Jared McKinn,
$100 man.
I don't like either.
And did you see this? Asiata's getting the first touches here. I mean, I'm a little
I see.
confused.
And then his quarterback play, I mean, I think Matt Ryan will beat both of them, so we just gotta hope it's betting. Jaguars D, I mean, who do they even have on defense?
Listen.
Paxton Lynch might start.
Listen,
Oh, I'm saying.
I'm not going to worry.
I'm wild, Paxton.
I am not going to worry about guys like Rex Burkhead. I think this is a win for MMED. Heartbreak. As Zeke fumbles?
What?
Huge news for Team Fontanella.
That's neutral. Like I
That-
said,
oh,
0.
fuck,
That's
that's not good.
He has the
Because he has
defense.
Vikings defense. Whatever.
Can we just say sneaky move by MMED looking ahead?
Let's hear
We
it.
knew week 13 this week would be win and get in, so we wanted to trade Mike DeMarco.
Huge. And we had the commission on this show just a few minutes ago, and we questioned him on that. And he had no answer. He is. You guys totally cornered him, and this could really come back and bite him in the ass. Hoff, I want to get your final thoughts before you get going here. Turkey Bowl, sum it up for us real quick.
Okay. Oof.
Is that all the summing up you need to do,
No,
man?
I mean, listen, didn't have my weapons.
Listen,
Didn't have a guy named Michael Fontanella.
let me tell you, when the man drafts Dylan Stock and you redraft and you lose a Dylan Stock, that's gonna hurt. You know.
I was game planning for a month to have Dylan Stock.
A month. We had a video.
And we all saw what Bove did.
What did Bove do? I'd love to hear about this.
Bove, I think it's weird because I thought Bove was an accounting major, but he just got a job at Bagel Cafe apparently.
Woo!
So that's what Bove was doing.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Bove. If you haven't realized,
You know what annoys me too?
Tell
The
us.
fact that Zeke fumbles and Minnesota recovers and Bove has Minnesota D. That's such a Bove thing.
Such a Bove thing. I mean, I'm playing
Let's gotta
Bove.
deal
We
with it.
literally just spoke about this. I guess you didn't pick up on it. That it's just such a. Don't get me going on Bove.
We just
man.
had a whole.
I'm just
thing.
starting to settle down on the whole Bove thing. I wanna get your quick thoughts on Christmas Bowl, Xmas Bowl, really quick. Talk to us.
Real quick, listen, I don't deserve to be captain. I would love to hand that over to you two. I think I got a lot of juice left in me. You guys were the first to admit you don't think you're quarterbacks. I think this arm still has something left to prove now. Chip on my shoulder.
Now,
So I'm excited. I'm a cold weather player. It was too warm for me in the Turkey Bowl, and
now
I'm ready to rumble.
what are you listing yourself as position wise?
Probably a quarterback, but I'll go the Tim Tebow route. You want to throw me a little tight end?
You're about the
It's what it
team.
is.
You are about the team. You want a dub. You can't go 0-2 on the Gunther Field this year. You can't do it.
Yeah. If I go 0-2 in Gunther Field, MMED's not in the playoffs. Like,
What else do you have in your life?
Reed.
what else do you have? This
What else do you have in your life? A college degree, a great family. I mean, what else do you have in your life? Hoff, we appreciate the time.
Always a fun
Good
interview.
luck with Rudolph and the boys. Hopefully Cole does some dirty work on it
Hopefully Cole
on
remembers he has
Deuce.
a game.
Good luck with that. We appreciate the time. Enjoy watching. We will talk soon, my friend.
Always a pleasure, boys. Keep it up.
That was Mr. Ben Hoffman. All right, final thing I would like to talk about. It's been a great show so far. Playoff budget. Now
Not a conversation
we've
for
had.
me.
It's definitely a conversation we're gonna need to have in our group
For the
chat.
future, though.
But I want to throw it out there. I mean, the playoffs are coming up. I would say consensus based on I think $40 to $50. I think is a very good gauge for where the playoff budget should be. Figure you have 3 rounds, 3 weeks, and if you had $200 for 13 weeks, it kind of makes sense a little bit. I think that makes sense. We will get everybody's input. Commissioner will put out a final memo to the league saying what it finally will be. It's been a great show. I'd like to thank our guests. Porch, anything before we wrap it up?
So this week, again, we are not going to have power rankings. And next week for the playoff preview, we are not going to have a rapid fire again. What we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a recap for most of the teams. We'll include their official power ranking to end the season, where they were in the standings, how much points they scored, their points against, any little other fact we can do. Just really recap the season, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty. We'll get into playoff matchups.
Yeah.
A lot of teams playing to get in this week. You
I was
gotta
gonna
love
say,
rivalry week's a great
Porch,
idea.
yeah, one of Dom said a lot of stuff. Probably the most intelligent thing he's ever said in his
Only
life
thing he's ever
has
contributed.
been that is a good. I like the rivalry week idea. We will look into it for next season. A lot of teams, like you said, on the bubble, fighting for their playoff hopes. You have your Mambas. I mean, you have your Dinos, your MMEDs.
I believe you've scored enough points to be a lock at 6 and 7.
But like I said, this is a must-win for me.
It is
against a guy.
Dom,
a guy I don't get along with.
listen,
This is my Super Bowl.
Dom Bove
Oh,
is
they're not.
over 500, under 500. Dom Bove is that challenge.
Yes, that is playoffs or not. I need to beat Don Bove. It's this is bigger than just the week 13.
Bigger than the Guru Bowl.
We'd like to thank our guests. Like I said, good luck. Hey, this is the week to put up or shut up. If you want to be in the offs, it's like I said, it's like a brotherhood. Not many people get there. If you want to be in the offs, put up or shut up this week. We wish everybody luck, good luck, and to all those teams who are not fighting for playoff spots, put it on a good showing. We agree. This is a very competitive league, even to week 13.
Oh,
Even if you're out of this, you're out of playoff contention. Set your lineups so we don't have to rip on you next week.
Don't be a derp.
Don't be a Denise Hassett. We appreciate y'all watching this segment. Have a great week. Good luck to y'all. We'll see y'all next week.